All right, guys. Well, the man who is here in the bottom left, T1 up against MARU in the top right. It's the grand finals, and before I say any more, if you have not watched the upper bracket finals, close this video, go watch it now. Don't spoil yourself. I'm purposely avoiding telling you who's coming from the upper bracket and the lower bracket. You guys have 5 seconds to close this video, go watch the upper bracket finals, because it was a barn burner. But now, we are going to be getting into the grand finals. And guess what, guys? Hero did make the comeback in that upper finals. He was down 1 win, 3 losses after multiple just getting mauled in the late game, but then he started ruining MARU in the early and mid game, which he was doing at the start of the series as well. He just kept throwing late game. Well, I say throwing. MARU's late game was really good, let's be real. He made that comeback, which means he's coming from the upper bracket. MARU's worked his way through the lower bracket, which is awesome, but it means that MARU not only needs to win a best of 7, if he wins a best of 7, it will activate a final best of 3. So this best of 7 is to eliminate MARU completely or to knock Hero to the lower bracket, and then a final best of 3 after this will decide it. This could turn into a massive series of games. We already had 7 games in that previous upper bracket finals. Technically, we could have another 10 games here. There could be 17 games. Upper bracket finals plus grand finals combined. Double elimination brackets are a little crazy, but they also create the chance for some rare epic clashes. And I mean, it's funny because does MARU just run out of builds the longer these series go? Because MARU likes to surprise his opponents. He likes to randomize his builds. He doesn't like to play predictably. Hero, on the other hand, is so intuitive and does so much crazy stuff. I don't think it's possible to run out of builds because I don't think Hero really has set build orders. He has things that he does in an order and kind of throws them together at will as he feels like it. Now, he's done a double gas Zealot Stalker Twilight opening. He is doing a 1 base, either Blink or Dark Templar opening. This is madness. And MARU, of course, it's going to be his job to say, no, this is Sparta, and kick Hero's Dark Templar or Blink all in into the well. 2-Rax Reaper has a very good chance of scouting out that something's up, and I feel like the Zealot Stalker, if they both get caught by the Reapers, and the Reapers can kill these 2 units, that's already a great start. Nexus does start, so it's not completely 1 base, but it's about a minute 10-second delay. A massive delay on the expansion for Hero. Zealot against the Reaper. Easy fight for the Reaper. The Zealot actually got another hit on him, which is very cute. The Stalker joining in the fight here is a silly choice. Let the Zealot die and get out of there. Hero realizes, in this case, retreat is the better part of Valor. He doesn't send a probe out, which is a huge mistake. He doesn't have a warp in point on the other side. He's going 1 base DTs. He should have a probe on the other side of the map. MARU has no idea that this is 1 base yet. So Hero getting the 2 Stalks together and chasing him back is massive. If Hero can stop him scouting this would be great. So he's just got to defend the natural because there's a Reaper wall there. Unless MARU can jump up and bounce him stealth across the gap, I don't think he can do that. Those buildings are too thick, man. But no probe on the other side of the map is, I really do think, a big mistake here for Hero, guys. Right? Like, he should have snuck a probe out a long time ago. Maybe he's just saying, no, I'm too poor. I'm just going to run it across the map. But it feels like if you're rushing Dark Templar, you're doing this to get them out as quickly as possible. Stalker pulling back. All right, we have a question from chat. I hope... Who did MARU lose to lose to the lower bracket? I don't want to spoil this game by looking it up. Okay, I hope that comment was before I just said it. We did just say Hero beat him in the upper finals. That was the previous series. We cast that yesterday. It'll be up on YouTube shortly. Stalker's coming forwards. And this is not Liquid Hero. No, this was CJ Hero, guys. The Smiling Assassin, the Prince of IEM. Has a few different nicknames. Guys, MARU's on 1 commands, and it's 1 base all in against 1 base all in. MARU doesn't even realize he's up against 1 base Dark Templar. These DTs are going to run in. MARU sees it. MARU sees it. MARU sees it. He scans. He does scan, but he doesn't have any detection. What's he got? No other scans. He's going to pull back into his main. He's going to go for a Marine drop here while raising his depot, and he's going to try and sneak that drop out as well. But he's derping with his medevac. He still hasn't built an engineering bay. He's just going to rely on the Raven. He's full SCVs right now. Yeah, 3-4 SCVs. Dark Templar has crazy damage output, so you've got to repair with a lot of these. I think 3 SCVs should keep that the hit points relatively stable. Okay, so he's going to be able to do that. More DTs coming across. There's a Robo on the way as well as Charge. Keep in mind, this Marine count is going to get to a massive number. So going for a Robo and 4 gas is actually a little dicey. I actually don't know if he can get to splash damage in time. I think going Robo Bay here might be the wrong call. I feel like 2-gas Zealot is probably the best way to deal with this, but Raven and that drop come in to catch the DT. Maru is going to be going for a big push. Hero, he's gone 4-gas, but he's got no tech to spend on the 4-gas other than just Immortal Zealot. Okay, he's making Archons. Okay, he's making Archons. Archons is a good choice. They will deal with the SCVs really well. Charge 30 seconds out, 40 seconds out, with maybe 30 with a chrono or two. We'll see how he can do. These Stalkers don't have Blink, but luckily there's no Stim to chase him down. Stalker Micro is good. He should be picking off Marines wherever he can, but tanks up front because tanks have 7 range. Stalkers only 6, Marines 5. You want the Marines in front here. Maru wants to pull them back, but Hero wants those Marines exposed. Raven takes a shot. You're not going to focus that, though. Batteries, Immortals, Archons. Let's see what Hero can do. Can he take out one of these tanks? Yes, he can, but the Archon goes down! The massive... This is what I'm saying. It's a big, massive Marines, guys. Oh my god, that's a lot of Marines. The Immortal's trying to wear this down. Those tanks are close. Probes are getting pulled in. The Immortal needs to go for the tank, but it's going to get blasted before it can get there. There's no way to kill these probes. Hero! He went 4-gas, but for what reason? Against a 1-base player, did he not realize it was 1-base? He's got 250 gas in the bank. He's building Immortals, but he needed a lot of Zealots here. If he went for 6-gate Zealot, I think he holds without it. I think Maru has this now. I can't believe Maru brought this back. Dude, he had no idea what he was up against, but Hero, very bad at hedging his bet when he's in a lead. We've known this for a long time about Hero. He doesn't know how to hedge bets. It's the biggest weakness in his theory, in his strategy. When he saw 1-base, he should have rushed for Mass Zealot or rushed splash damage. Going Immortals with a couple Stalkers, not the play whatsoever. Maru steals game 1 after both players try some big gambles. All right, guys. Hero, unfortunately, unable to secure the advantage there. I mean, he did do a very gimmicky build, so it was always going to be narrow. Like I said, just the size of the Marine ball is actually such a problem. The fact that Maru spotted the DTs coming in was big. Oh, actually, I didn't talk about it that game. He didn't build a pylon. Guys, if he'd built a pylon on the other side, got that DT to run in even 20 seconds earlier, that's a pretty big difference, right? And I get, like, yes, you warp in at home 7 seconds faster because it's a fast warp-in pylon, but I think it's got to run an extra, what, 20 seconds or so across the map. I mean, it's at least 10 seconds faster if you build a pylon on the other side of the map. Would that have been worth it to scout that your opponent's 1-base earlier, have maybe a higher chance of getting in and doing damage? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, the big thing, though, is he needed to realize, hey, there's 4-gas just had to be cancelled. And continuing to build probes right up until Maru's army moved across the map and then being supply blocked as he spotted the army moving out was just insanity. 25 worker all in for Maru. If Hero had stopped on 37, 36 workers, that already would be more than enough economy. If he got 6-gate Zealot up, those once your gateways are warped in, by the way. For those who don't know, Zealot cooldown is only 20 seconds. You can warp in Zealots 20 seconds from when the previous warp in started, not finished. You can already warp in another 6 Zealots. Once you get those gateways up, you can transition minerals into such a good anti-siege tank, anti-marine, anti-SCV army so quickly. Obviously, once stim, shields, medevacs kick in, those zealots aren't everything, but against a 1-base guy who's shoving, you gotta get there real early. I also really think Immortal Sentry is incredibly overrated, because against those pushes, good luck ever getting your Immortal actually in range of the siege tank. The Immortal's just hitting SCVs and Marines. It is very bad bang for your buck. It is so much money and investment, those Immortals. And you're like, yeah, they tank damage, but really it's an arms race to kill your opponent's units in TvP. In those early fights, it's like, I need to kill your stuff to lower your damage as quickly as possible. That's why you see Protoss players focus so much on attack upgrades in the matchup. Anyways, enough theory there. Oh, is he going to spot this? No way. Stargate's well hidden. I love the way Hero does this building placement. It's actually really cute. Depth, not quite able to get that next shot off, and Maru's Reaper should be able to inject his combat drugs and mostly heal up. Maximum 60 hit points. He gets to like 52 before he takes the next hit, and he should be able to escape. So it's Stalker into probably an Oracle. Hero's loving Oracle lately. Could be Phoenix as well, of course, and that would be great if there is a Widow Mine drop. Maru's build order, pretty chilled out, you know? It's just a 1-rax expand, bit more economic, adds a Hellion, get some Marines started in a moment, drop in mules. Always want to drop these mules on these close patches so they mine 1 extra trip. It's 225 rather than 200 minerals if you put it on a far trip, I believe. Far patch. Okay, you're gonna go for a quick third, are we, Hero? Phoenix, 1-gate third base. Oof. I mean, this map is loved by greedy players. He's going for a sentry as well. Wow, that's a lot of gas, man. He's not going to be able to non-stop build Phoenix with a sentry coming out so fast. You know what's so weird, though? This sells the story when he sees a hallucination that you are, in fact, not building Phoenix, because why would you hallucinate a Phoenix and scout? If you've got real Phoenix you could scout with. Sorry, guys, for burping into the microphone. Yeah, so that should convince Maru to dive with his Widow Mine drop, which means the Phoenix will catch it. This is like the 300 IQ hero play, guys. Look at this. Hallucinates a Phoenix, and he's like, I want you to see this. And I want your drop to come across this map. Of course, it could still do damage. Hero has taken quite a few big Widow Mine shots lately where he just waits too long to pull the probes and then lures it into a stack of them. Happened against Clem the other day, where he had this amazing early game, and then he dragged a Widow Mine into a bunch of units. 3 barracks. Engineering Bay, good scout there. And of course, Maru's like, sweet, you're probably playing Twilight, should be a blink opening, let's get in here. 2 mines, 1 alien, 1 Reaper. Phoenix are going to say, nah, mate. He should be able to pick off the Widow Mines. Oh, he barely got those Widow Mines down in time. Barely got them picked up just before they loaded. That's going to be 2 probes. Oh, 3. He actually gets 3. I can't believe that Reaper got 3 probes. Still, good defense for Hero. I think he's very happy. He's got a 3rd base up. He can chrono probes. And Maru knows now he's under the gun. He just cancelled something there. What did he cancel, guys? He just cancelled his 3rd barracks. It was almost finished. Dude, it was almost finished, right? That 3rd barracks got spotted by the hallucination. He just cancelled an almost finished 3rd barracks to drop a 3rd command center. That's not a good play. He's going to have to rebuild that 3rd barracks anyway in a moment. And now the Raven goes down. Oh, dude. Hero's all over this. He can pick up these Marines. He can actually fight those Marines, but he's a bit damaged on some Phoenix, so he's got to be careful. Forge and Twilight's on the way. I think Maru... Like, I get the 3rd command center is important, but if you've already spent that much time building the barracks, and now you're going to have to rebuild it, the amount of mining time this SCV loses building this that you already had invested, I actually think that's like an... He's trying to do the correct thing strategically, but in this situation, he should have just let the 3rd barracks finish. That's an inefficiency in my mind. You also lose 25% of the cost of the barracks, as well as the SCV build time you'd already invested. 2 Vikings are building, as well as 2 Cyclones out. This is a massive investment in anti-air. Can't be affording a lot of SCV losses if you're investing in this much anti-air. And, dude, those Phoenix need to get out. Those Phoenix need to get out. Good pull away for Hero, but he will lose 1. 1 Phoenix goes down for those 2 SCVs. Good defense by Maru, who's got a well-placed turret on the natural. And I think he's going to want to take his 3rd down here at a full base, rather than the base in the back. He scans. He sees what looks like a Colossus follow-up, maybe. That's going to be hard to read. He's like, wait, you've got 4 gas and a Robo. Is this a really delayed Colossus follow-up? It's not. It's Storm. Is Maru way smarter than me? Because I would not know what to think. I'd be like, it's a little late for Phoenix Colossus, but also, like, you are on 4 gas. I guess you could just be going Storm, Storm Zealot, both at once because you feel so far ahead after getting control with the Phoenix. We'll see if Maru can make that read. He's going to float to the back and start a 4th command center at the front. Remember, guys, Hero looked appallingly bad on this map last time they played. I know that's really harsh criticism. His late game looked awful. He got miles ahead last time they played on this map, and he basically just kept headbutting up this choke point and throwing prisms in the back, and then just started throwing maxed armies into tank lib. It was Maru just sat in his corner, built his defensive line. He dug the stakes in the ground in front of the longbowmen, and he watched Hero's silly French cavalry charge into the bloody spikes in the ground and the pikes and everything. It was a bloodbath. I think Hero's going to come in this much more decisive and try to finish it before endgame. Because remember, it was opposite spawns, but Hero built Cannon Battery Tempest up here, which is the best way to siege someone in late game. But Hero had no idea how to control that army. He kept branching away from the Cannon Battery with his Tempest and getting caught in the open. And he also kept all of his High Templar clumped and kept getting them EMP'd. So whenever Maru wanted to, he could just stim and break the position without having to deal with any Psy Storms, which is like 50% of what that style's about. So I think Hero will just try to kill him in the early late game this time with like a big Zealot Colossus Stalker shove. I don't think he's like, the moment Maru moves out to take this 4th, he has to be on high alert because you know Hero's going to go for him. Hero's 4th base already up on the right side, taking gases though. Okay, so when Hero takes this many gases, the scary thing is that usually means he's locking himself into a much slower, longer game. If he goes straight now for Stargate, Tempest, Fleet Beacon, with the Storm, goes for the same cannon battery siege, I think he can absolutely break MARU, because MARU's so turtly, he can't move out, right? He's kind of stuck sitting at home, chilling for several minutes. That gives you the freedom to be greedier as Protoss than normal. But the trick is you need to get to that Tempest Storm army early enough before MARU has 6 command centers, before he has heavily upgraded mass command center Viking. I mean, you've already seen 6 command centers in this game. 5 command centers at 8.5 minutes. You know what's happening. You either have to go for a big all-in very soon. How do you break this position? You cannot break that ramp. There is no way you can break that ramp. So he has to wait for MARU to move outside the base, or he needs to break these rocks, but that'll give MARU time to wall off there. Hero right now looks like he's about to headbutt into one of the most disgustingly bad fights of all time. A big move he's been using against Clem recently is suiciding the Phoenix over the units. Oh, that's a good one. That's really good. He's been trying to drag Widow Mines onto his opponent's army a lot recently, which has been really cool. But he's going to try and shove up a choke point. Not a good move. Oh, the Storms are good. Never mind, the Storms are good. Oh my god, Stim's not done. MARU didn't make Stim. MARU forgot to make Stim on time. Oh my hero. Okay, there is no way for him to know Stim's not finished there. But the fact that he saw 5 command centers, he just attacked up the most cramped choke point of all time. With the most ridiculous confidence I have ever seen, and it totally called MARU's bluff. He realized MARU's turtling to the late game, and he's going to be cutting corners. He's just not got as much bio. He's not building Marines and Marauders constantly. He's not making the upgrades for the Marines and Marauders. Why do I know that? Because you're not meant to have 5 command centers at 8.5 minutes. There's no way you can have that. And sensor towers and turrets, he knew MARU was cutting corners to kind of speed run towards the late game. And Hero goes for a time. He commits super hard and then immediately pivots to Tempests. He could go Carriers. I think he's far enough ahead. Carriers could work as long as he chronos his air attack upgrades really well. But I think Tempest is an easy victory, even for Hero, who showed he's a bit weird with the Tempest Storm control previously. Dude, it was so crazy because he couldn't even dodge the Storms because he didn't have Stim. And the Vikings didn't shoot down the Prism. If MARU shoots down the Prism with the High Templar and pulls back a bit more, maybe a very different fight, but his army count was really low. I bet you, I didn't call it out because I didn't pay attention during it. I bet you he was skipping a lot of Marine Marauder production in the previous few minutes. Great Widow Mine drag with that Zealot. Like that choke point, MARU basically said no one would ever attack up this choke point with a wall off. It's just stupid. Hero said, hold my beer, and just charged up that choke point. And that's the sort of move. Like sometimes we see Hero throw some of the worst fights you've ever seen. But remember, he is one of the few players brave enough to win a fight like that. And it's because of his bravery that he was able to break that natural. And he's just mauling MARU now. High Templar coming incredibly clumped up, lands some nice Psy Storms. Yes, he's taking Widow Mines to the chin, but MARU just does not have the numbers to hold. Hero is a psychopath, and I love that. It makes me so happy. It's so hard to comprehend, and I'm telling you, man, like we were talking about it, Clem Hero series he was playing the other day, where basically what happened was there was a game where Hero pulled off a win kind of like this, where he just did this like crazy attack. He was going Carriers, by the way, behind this. And you could just tell Clem was in the replay for like a minute after the game, which normally he isn't, and you could tell he was just kind of like, why would he do this? Like, you know, there's this thing as the Terran player where you're like, I can't believe you would be confident enough to push up that choke point. But look at the Marine Marauder production, guys, in the lead up to this. There's no Marines building. There's one Marauder. And Stim, I don't know if he just completely forgot Stim or he was purposefully delaying it this late. But MARU's not building any units. He's going 5 command centers, ship weapons. He's building 8 barracks, but he's powering. He's powering right now. He's not building actual army units. He finally starts a couple ghosts, but MARU always runs 2 reactors, and these are idling for like several minutes before this push. He's just way down on army supply from where he should be, and he doesn't have Stim. And because the Phoenix lead the charge, he's too busy, and he doesn't collect the Warp Prism. He needed to target the Prism with the Vikings, and he didn't have an EMP. Normally you EMP and you one-shot the Prism. As it is, look at that Storm, dude. This was such a sick engagement for Hero. I can't believe he got multiple High Templar unloaded on the high ground into that setup. That was amazing. All right, guys. Game 3. Heroes back. Tying things up even. Maganatha. Going to be a big map here to start things off. It's going to go for that wall off on the Reaper Ledge. MARU in the bottom right. I don't know why I sense a double gas build. Just feels like, you know, you give Hero a bit of room to get going. Sometimes he can cause trouble. This map's a lot harder to turtle on as well. compared to the last map. So we'll see how he does it. It'll be barracks gas. Does he rally this next worker to gas? He hasn't changed the rally point. Oh my. One racks expand again for Maru. Okay, okay. Now, Hero here, I don't think he really bothers speed mining or anything like that. Looks like he's just going to go for a gate scout across the map. Interesting. I really love that Hero's mixed in Oracles, Phoenix, Hallucination to trick you into committing to your drop while still going Phoenix. Obviously many Blink builds. I think he's probably going to go Blink just by the lore of randomizing build orders that he follows. I think he's like, you know, rule number 1, do unpredictable things. Now he's got 19 Nexus 19 core with a gate scout. Okay. I mean, this does mean the Cybercore is not too delayed. But I don't know if you need to be that safe. If you're going to Reaper wall on this map, feels like it takes the Reaper forever to get across, especially because Heroes become a big fan of distracting the Reaper with the probe and then recalling it out. Now look at the way Maru's SCV is right in the middle where you can't attack it. Probe's going to go after him now. But 1 minute 58 is when the Reaper pops, so Hero doesn't have time to go back for another round. He could run all the way home and probably get home before the Reaper catches him, though. Reaper's faster, but not that much faster if you've got such a big head start. Of course, veering north is not a good idea, right? Unless... Oh, actually, the Reaper naturally is going to go south. Okay. Okay. Able to hide. Stalker first, gets immediately chrono boosted. Quick double gas mining, one of the big advantages here of going for the Nexus before Cybercore. Means even with a Stalker, which costs an extra 25 gas over an Adept, and the Warp Gate research, you're still going to be able to afford a well-timed Twilight Council, and even queues up another Stalker. So 2 Stalkers to begin. A lot of Protoss have been enjoying the early Stalkers. They build quicker now, remember? They build as fast as an Adept. Also, they're just really good at dealing with a lot of those early pushes and things, whereas the Adepts can be a bit more fragile, a bit more vulnerable, don't have the kiting ability. Okay. Probe comes in and just kind of confirms, hey, you're building a bunker. This looks kind of normal, nothing crazy. Reaper's at home as well, which means the Stalker knows he can commit without leaving himself open at home. And he could always run past the bunker, but it's pretty risky because remember, Maru, like all Terrans these days, they've all learnt from Clem, always go 2 Marines before Reactor. And 2 Marines in the bunker does punish those Stalkers for moving past it quite a bit. Twilight Council's about to finish up just past 3 minutes. Second Gateway just past 3 minutes as well. Yeah, this is really good. Really good. Solid, just basic Blink opening here for Hero. And like I said, it shouldn't be something that surprises Maru. It should be what you expect. Just based on the previous games, you go, he hasn't really played many standard Blink openings yet. It's probably time for him to do that. There we go. Reaper Hellion dancing around. Oh! Good micro. Maru wants to check for a third base, guys. That's one of the big things you want to scout for here. Should go south. Stalker's there. Sees the probe coming back, and he does see that is a 2-gate third. No robo just yet. Very aggressive third base timing. Hellion goes down up there. Stalker's still chasing the Reaper as well, trying to push Maru's vision back. He's going to go for a double mine drop. Now, one of the big mistakes Maru's made consistently against top Protoss players over the last few months is overcommitting with this drop and losing it too quickly. Especially against a guy like Hero, I really think as Maru, you want to go, oh, you've got Stalkers? Pull back. Do not commit to the drop unless you think he's not watching. If you come in from this angle, you feel you've outpositioned him a bit, the Stalker's a bit too far away, maybe go for the drop. But your goal really is to keep the drop with at least one, preferably both Widow Mines in it, available for when Hero's Blink Stalker harassing you, when he's attacking you elsewhere, when other things are happening. That threat, at the very least, will keep a bunch of Stalkers pinned at home, which I think is a good trade for Terran. It's perfectly fine. And he's going to dive past. He is committing. Like I said, he's been committing a lot recently, and it often backfires, but Hero does like to lure those into the middle of his units. 1 Stalker, 1 Probe. Super good cleanup, and once again, big mistake for Maru. This is what I've said. If the Stalkers are waiting for you, just wait in the dead space. Don't go in. Wait until something else is happening on the map. And or if your Raven goes in and it does some harassment. But Maru has consistently thrown away that Widow Mine drop, and it simplifies the game for Protoss. I'll tell you, if he played a bit more off-race Protoss, he would realize nothing Protoss players love more than just immediately losing 2 or 3 probes or a probe and a Stalker and getting back to doing their build and getting map control. Because now they can send their whole army across the map, get complete control over the game, and Maru's in just a more difficult spot. It's not a good trade for that Widow Mine drop, and that's something I think he really needs to work on. Oh, he's out of position! Hero Hero just messed up his blink on the medevac. Hero, that was such a dumb move. He could have cancelled stim and shields if he was just patient, but he just blinked going after the medevac. He does get rid of combat shields. If he can get rid of stim, that'll still be a really good move. The Hero got really excited. Maru was so out of position there. And Hero sacrifices his entire Stalker army. This is not a good trade for Hero, even though it's going to delay Maru's attack timing. You've lost every Stalker. Actually, if I was Maru, I would pull the boys. I'd legitimately pull the boys right now and just go. Because you've just thrown away 8 Stalkers. I would hit you without stim. I'd be like, we're going to go fight. I don't care. Let's go, man. Like, what are you going to have? What do you got? 4 Stalkers and 1 Sentry? That was such a big mistake for Maru to be outside his base. And a huge mistake for Hero to not be there. I think the reason he did this is Maru thought, you don't have a Robo. I know from your third timing that your Robo's really late. You don't have an Observer Hero or a Prism just yet, so you can't blink in the high ground. But he could blink in the high ground because he had the hallucination. And that should have meant he got in there 7 seconds earlier, sniped both Tech Labs, and blinked almost every Stalker out alive. Now Hero finds himself up against the wall. Maru has a very scary push, but he's not committing. He's just doing this to scare Hero. I do feel if he full committed, it might have actually worked really well just because Hero has no units. But as it is, Maru's going to play it safe. Drop to 3rd command center. He goes for 5 barracks behind. He's got +1 armor coming in after the +1 weapons. And without stim, it is hard to retreat, but gets a Stalker there for free. Hero is in a little bit of panic. He's built 2 shield batteries. He's making Master Zealot. He does have a Robo Bay up, which is good. If he starts a Colossus right now, that'll really help him. But it's going extended thermal lance before Colossus. That's a mistake for sure. 200 gas required. Does start it now. Not too much of a delay. Whew. The Stalker goes down with just 2 Marines. Good trade for the Terran. Oh, good Zealot run by. But great repair with the SCVs here. Will the Widow Mines both get burrowed? One of them will. And Hero even splits against that. Nicely done. He's got to leave, though. He lures the army home, pulls the SCVs off mining. That's perfectly fine for Hero. Doesn't lose many Zealots. And now he's going to go for a 4th base. So we're going to go to a pretty even mid-game. Upgrades are a little ahead for Terran. Hero hasn't got enough gas to start his +2. Hero loves 3 gas. And 3 gas is an awful style if you've been losing Stalkers. This is a huge mistake to not take a 4th gas. You can do it if you've had a clean early game, but right now he can't afford Colossus production half of the time. He can't afford +2 attack. He has to go +1 armor. Hero refusing to take a 4th gas is putting him in a really awkward position. That being said, he has a lot of Zealots. And Maru, he's doing an SCV pull into Colossus. Oh man, the tank is focus firing the Colossus, which is pretty good. The Zealot's coming in from behind. Is this enough for Hero? The SCV is really helping a tank because there was only 1 Colossus, and it feels like Hero, without having a 2nd Colossus, is going to be in big trouble. This also hit just before extended thermal lance. Oh, if Hero could have kited it out and baited 1 or 2 stims before the fight, I think maybe a different story. His Colossus still not here, and this is a really nice push for Maru. Oh, what a weird game this has been. Some opportunities for both sides, but hot, messy StarCraft is exactly what happens when Hero and Maru play. And you know what? No, there's too much bio. I was going to say, if he could survive this with the Colossus, but no. Look at that. He just walks right past the Zealots, kills the Colossus. Maru's only on 42 workers, but he's just, he's taking care of everything here. Very nice play for Maru. I would have just all-in immediately with no stim and shields and just hoped it worked. Maru's a much better player. He exerted pressure. He scared Hero, delayed his 4th, and I think he just kept Hero mentally occupied enough that he wasn't monitoring his gas. You lose 8 Stalkers, you're 400 gas behind where you want to be. 3 gas style is already... You're already going to miss a bit of production here and there, but you basically just can't afford to rebuild Stalkers and go Colossus and upgrades at the same time, and Hero ran into a hard wall of gas. Obviously, he's got plenty of gas now. Losing your Colossus production will do that for you. But Maru's going to be able to finish this game off. Nice game for Maru to get the 2-1 advantage. I do think he's a little lucky, though. I think, you know, Hero taking that blink for the single medevac was a very silly maneuver. It's that intuitive... Oh! Clicks with his important thing, gets a bit excited, doesn't pay off. Hero does have blink. Still gonna micro here. Whew. What a crazy game. Because yeah, the failed blink leading into him throwing 8 Stalkers away just gave a big advantage to Maru. I still think at the end here, It's hard because he only had one Colossus. Do you guys think if he pulled back, forced the siege stim, pulled back? Like if he pulls back here, I think that would have been nice. Because I think you force the stim, the siege pretty far from your base. And if you can just buy time for extended thermal lance, the second Colossus, everything changes. I think because the Zealots were coming from behind, he's like, sweet, I got a Zealot flank on the tank. But it's not really timed out that well. And then the Colossus not even getting back to the shield battery in time. That's huge. Like if that Colossus survives, he could kite here for a long time with 2 shield batteries. Imagine if he has a Colossus. I think this is very holdable for Hero if he plays just a little bit cleaner. Alright, guys. We got Hero in the top right side of the map for T1. Down 1-2 now against Vitality's MARU. The man who used what Twitch chat has labeled the jailbait medevac, which, guys, that's very naughty. Don't call it that. There was the bait medevac that went out and basically ruined Hero getting a free cancel on Blink and Stim. Now, to be fair, Hero didn't know the Marine tank was out of position. So I think I was a bit too harsh on him on taking that blink. You see a medevac, you think, oh, I can blink on it, snipe it. That's a very good kill. That's a great sure thing kill. Obviously, the medevac went back over the high ground. He didn't even get a full volley on it. But we knew his army, Maru's army, was out front the natural in this sort of ambush position, which was terrible because the stim was undefended, the shields was undefended. It's just one of those things where we could see everything, so we realized how Hero taking that opportunistic dive did make him lose a massive opportunity. And then instead of backing out of it, to go for it after you've given him the full blink cooldown of a warning of what you're doing, so Maru had time to reposition in the main. Obviously a disastrous call. It does cost him big time in game 2. Maru finishes it off in style. I think, you know what's funny? Even after all of that, Hero could have held that final attack. That's what's always crazy in Hero games is he's such a mix of different things, and he's always got the ability to make a comeback. I think he just needed to realize, hey man, get the 4th gas, get the extra Colossus out, and once you force the siege and the stim, immediately disengage from that army. If you guys struggle with all of these Terran pushes and you play Colossus, best advice is meet the army out front like Hero did, engage it, and the moment stim happens or siege happens, just pull your army back. If the Terran has to stim a second time, most of their army is still going to be damaged. It's going to buy you usually 1 or 2 more warp-in rounds. It's so different, the results, when you're like, oh god, this is a sharp timing. If you can slow down the fight a little bit and force an extra stim or 2 out, it's such a game changer. And one of those things where, you know, a lot of Protoss players, myself included, who struggle against Terrans just going for those headbutts and getting you with the 2 base timing. It's fighting the Terran on their terms, right? Maru's like, here's my attack, all my upgrades are done, my army's at the strongest it's going to be right now. He wants to fight. And a general rule for Terran, for playing against Terran as Zerg or Protoss, is don't fight when the Terran wants to fight. Back out, cut off his reinforce, counterattack, do stutter step, try to delay the fight as much as possible. And that's like a sure thing for raising your PvT and ZVT win rates. There's this I always talk about the experience of how playing Terran can be so fun. And then there's like a certain league you hit, a certain MMR, where Protoss and Zerg players just don't stand and fight. And you're like, oh, what the hell? Like, you're so used to these guys that just like engage the way Hero did into your army, you get the fight you wanted and you win. And then you're like, these guys stutter step? There's always zealots behind my army killing my rally? They always make me siege up and then they just pull back? And you're like, oh my gosh, I can never get sieged up in range of the Nexus? Like, I have to multiple siege and leapfrog? Oh. You just realize you have to put so much more work in to get that win. Now, this is a cool opening for Hero, guys. He's played himself an Adept into a Sentry. Very early 3 gateways here with the Blink. He's going to have a big army out. Now, we've got a Widow Mine, but it's a single mine. As I said, I'd love Maru to be more passive with his medevac. If he's going to do a mine drop, a single mine drop is perfect. Just pin a few Stalkers on the back, poke in, poke out, but don't overcommit. Only go in when Hero is doing something else. And I think if he does that, he can get a bit more consistent value out of these medevacs. Phoenix dancing. He wants to track this medevac, and he's going to. Just click that on the medevac, and it gives you really good vision. We'll run out soon. Maru knows that. But he unloads anyway. Ah, I like that. So In Hero's mind, there is a 6 Marine, 1 Mine Drop, 10 supply waiting to go into his base. He has to leave at least 4 Stalkers to defend that, 8 supply of units for just 4 supply. Unloading the Marines there from MARU, that is so slick, guys. That's so cool, man. I love this so much. This is actually just genius. And this is going to allow you to do whatever you want. You are going Liberator. And he's skipping extra tanks. Maru's playing greedy. Why would you commit? Why does he always throw this drop away? There's no way this is good, guys. Surely this is the biggest hole in Maru's TVP right now. Every series he does it. He just can't not. I swear, you know what we need to do? We need to make Maru just send an empty medevac. This is what we need to do so he's not tempted to go mine drop. I need to get him to just send an empty medevac. Imagine if there was 4 Stalkers just stuck there the whole time. Now he's got to deal with Stalkers blinking into his main. He's only built 1 tank. This is a massive mistake for Maru. He desperately needs to start Marauders right now, and he needs all of his bio on the high ground. You know Hero's going to blink. He's not going to mess up his blink this time. Maru caught with his pants down. Oh, damn. Really bad preparation here for Maru. He's left himself wide open. He's also not building Marauders. He's building 4 more barracks. He's trying to set up for a 2-base stim push, but he's taking crazy damage. His tech labs are all gone. Hero mauling Maru right now. Liberator's going to fly in directly over the pylon. Should be a pretty easy defense. And he's going to get 2 or 3 probes, maybe. Oh, nah, Stalkers ain't letting you escape, man. You're going down, bruv. Lib goes down for only 1 probe and a little bit of mining time. Double Forge mass gateway explosion in response to this for Hero. Hero's already on 4 gases, so he's going to go Storm at the same time. Maru is already dead in this game. I kid you not, guys. If he brings this back, this will be the most Maru comeback combined with Hero throw combat. Like, only these 2 players. One of the greatest comeback players of all time, Maru, combined with one of the biggest top-level throwers of the game, Hero. Only with these 2 players, I think, could you get a potential Terran victory from this spot. Down 20 workers on a 5 barracks 2-base all-in that's massively delayed because your stim got denied. And now even losing a bunker, which means Hero's going to keep being able to pick off his units. Oh! Okay. Crazy attack, but he doesn't lose many Stalkers. They're so damaged, though. This is really dangerous. Hero's trying to work his range advantage. 6 range for the Stalkers, 5 for the Marines. Is it going to work out? I mean, yeah, he gets a few more Marines, gets a few SCVs. Only lost 1 Stalker and 1 probe, and now he's taking a gold base. He did misplace the first Nexus, had to cancel it. Put it down again, 100 minerals down the drain, but dude, I mean, Hero's doing everything right now. I've often criticized Hero in the past for when he gets ahead, just like throwing Stalkers away and attacking for no reason. Double upgrades, Storm, 4th base, a mixture of probing and Zealots and High Templar. This is like picture perfect what you need to do in this situation. Only thing he's missing is, remember, Recall's not ready for another 30 seconds, and he has no spotters on the edges of the map. He's starting to send some out now, pylons on the left, but he's got nothing on the right side, and he's leaving it wide open. He is going to warp in High Templar, and he's got a cannon. This drop's already unloaded, and it's heading forwards. I think he just got a Widow Mine there. Oh, Maru moving out. He doesn't even have stim. Oh, no, he just moved command with an F2. Oh, no. He's trying to get out. Stim kicks in just in the blink of time, just in the nick of time, I should say. Storm comes in, mostly on the Zealots. The Marines need to get back to the high ground. There's an Adept on the high ground. What the heck? Bio's going to shove into the natural. Big depower there on 2 gateways in a robo. The SCVs. Oh, they go to Stormtown. Somehow, some of them do slip around the force field. Recall comes in. He's going to be able to focus these medevacs down, surely. Looks like some of the High Templar do fall. Stalkers trying to pick off the medevacs. Actually, the Stalkers are kind of getting wrecked right now. Maru making the best of an appallingly bad situation. High Templar caught in the open. All of the High Templar going down. The Hero, don't throw this game, bud. There's no way. Surely not. He's still got 4 bases, including a gold mining. He's down in army supplies somehow after Maru slips that in. Dude, Maru's still on a 2-base all-in, though. He does not have longevity. There's only 2 High Templar. He does energy recharge one of them. He's got to get back to defend that gold. Gold base is open right now. I think there's enough Zealot Stalker to maul this army, though. Heroes, yeah, Maru finds out about the gold base only now. Deals with a few Zealots that are on the south. Marines do deal with that. But he's only got 7 Marauders, 20 Marines. There's 10 Zealots, 5 Stalkers, and the 4 High Templar. The Zealots should probably pull back so he can defend with Storms. Decent first Storm. Decent second Storm as well. Medevacs going down. And of course, those Stalkers can always blink backwards to the extra High Templar, which are just about to kick in with another layer of Storm. 72 probes are back up for Hero. He's recovered very quickly. You can see how fast the worker count recovers when you've got 4 Nexi you can produce off. And MARU still on that delayed and demented 2-base all in. I love how that even these sort of advantages that Hero had can turn into a messy game where it feels like there's a moment where maybe MARU can do something. Of course, now he's just overrun. There's enough Zealot Stalker to beat this army on its own, I believe, with 1-1 upgrades. But the Storms as well, MARU's got nothing. And Hero there, very nice victory. I mean, that came down to 2 things, right? Throwing away the Widowmine drop is in of its own, I believe, a bad move. But the reason it was so bad in this game is he'd done this genius little move to trick with this pickup, right? He's like, look, I'm doing a 6 Marine 1 mine drop. The hallucination dies, and he sends the Marines home. So Hero thinks there's 10 supply here. He has to stay home. This move is what secured MARU swapping the factory off the tech lab and rushing to 3 barracks with tech lab so we can go stim shields really early, get to Marine Marauder medevac very early on, and then just have control of the map. But the moment he throws this away, he lets the 3-gate blink player push across the map, blink in, and do damage. And the fact that there was 0 preparation for that shows a rare, just massive hole in MARU's understanding of where he was. To not prepare at all and just leave 4 Marines here. I was shocked. Like, why are these Marines here? What is he doing? He's only got 1 tank. He should know the main is wide open. He should have all of his Marines together up here in the main. His tank should maybe even consider moving to like this position or the ramp, somewhere where it's trying to cover both sides because you know you're in a bad spot. But this was just a weird setup for MARU getting so caught off guard by this blink. This blink did so much damage. Hats off to Hero, ties it up 2-2. All right, guys, up here in the top right side of the map, T1 Hero. And just to keep in mind, it's not because I don't watch pornography. It's because my pornography algorithm is much more fucked up than that. That's just to clarify. In case you guys think I'm like shaming you for watching porn, trust me. I've seen thumbnails, never clicked on one. Not my piece of cake. You know, way too vanilla. Blonde British girl, not interesting to me at all. It's in the most generic shit ever. No. I mean, I know she does crazy challenges or whatever, but I don't know, just never, not my type. What can I say? If there is not really weird, fucked up shit going on. No, I'm joking, guys. But to be fair, honestly, not my algorithm. I'm not gonna reflect what my porn algorithm is, but it's not that. That's all I'm gonna say. I won't go any deeper. I'm not shaming you guys, though. My algorithm is worse. Let's just say there's a lot of cartoons. There's a lot of StarCraft animated. No, I'll stop making it weird, guys. Oh no. All right, guys, going into game 5, tied up 2-2, and Magnetic North is the next map. A map that's very vertical, isn't it? Very far up and down, not as wide across. They call this one a Showa rather than a Chota. Down in the bottom left, Vitality's MARU. Man, I thought that was such a genius move with the medevac. I'm kind of just like sad that he didn't get away with it because that was such a genius setup for his build. And then, I don't know, throwing the medevac away and just staying pants down at guns. I was like, damn, I really wanted to see him just shock Hero with a ridiculously fast stim medevac timing and just run over him. Because I think it would have been such a cool setup to that sort of finish. But Hero gets the win, as he so often does, from what looked like a bad start for him. Hey, the Drilly boys, that's 2 seconds delayed on the barracks. This is already really good for Hero. Very nicely done. Gateway gas is on the way. Oh. And good hot swap for MARU. That's another second delay when he swapped the SCVs off. So this is already going to be a somewhat delayed Reaper or Reactor. Oh, revenge! MARU lays the smackdown. Dude, I always talk about how Hero will purposefully run in your mineral line and bait them to do the surround, but I've always mentioned that most people won't try to attack the probe, and they let him get away with it. And I've always said, I'm pretty sure there's a good chance Hero won't run that probe in time, because no one calls him on it. Everyone's like, oh no, he's trying to bait me. I don't want to take the bait. And I'm always like, guys, like literally if you just punish this is a free win. Guys, does that wall off the ledge? What is this second pilot placement? Does that wall the ledge? You need to build multiple buildings on the top, but you can wall it with just a pylon on the low ground. Dude, I didn't know that about this map. That's actually so cool. Oh my god, I had no idea. That's just a face, guys, the first one. Oh, they did do some chatter. Anyone want to translate the chat? Let me know if there's any Korean Hangul readers or speakers in the chat. I'm going to go with my guess. Hero says, yeah, you may have killed my probe, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to win anyway because you suck. Terran's overpowered. Maru said, dude, you make more mistakes than literally my drunk grandma playing StarCraft and you still win tournaments. Only Protoss could do this. And then Hero was just like, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Now, some would say I've made that up off the top of my head, but don't worry. Don't believe their lies, guys. Command Center could go down to about 220. According to chat, Maru said wild and Hero called him a tryhard. And then Maru said LOL cuck. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that person in chat might be lying with that translation, guys. I don't know. I don't know if Maru did call him a cuck. I'm gonna say probably nah. I'm gonna guess no. All right, guys. Adept comes in, does see reactor factory production. There's a proxy starport up north, one of Clem's favorite builds. It's a very aggressive build order. Once you see this, you want to build either a full wall off or 2 batteries on each base. I think he should full wall off. He's got only 1 gateway right now. And Hero leaves his adepts at the front. This is so dangerous. Dude, fighting with the adepts here is actually a crazy decision. Hero going for the chaos ambush because no one would expect this. And Maru punishing him hard. 2 adepts for 1 Reaper. Does at least get another Hellion, but still 3 adepts for only 2 Terran units. This is really sloppy, I think, for Hero. And now Hero needs to wall off the front and pull everything into the main. Like, against Reactor Factory, there is no other response here. Dude, Hero, what are we doing? Is he not even aware of the threat? You've seen a Reactor Factory. This is the most common build order that you have to worry about. You play against Clem every day. He does this every series. Oh, no. He's way out of position. He's only got 2 Stalkers. These Hellions are going to have some barbecue. Got to pick up the Reddit point Hellion, though. Maru needs to shuffle that Hellion. He doesn't shuffle the Hellion. He only gets 5 probes. Oh, but he's got 2 more Hellions coming in. That's why. Maru's like, dude, why lose the medevac now? I'm going to go right back in. He expected Hero to move. Hero did not move. And now Maru's like, screw it. I know you don't have many units. Let's just go, go, go. Saves the medevac. The Hellions are on a 1-way trip. They are not getting an evac. Evac. The LZ was too hot. Oh my gosh. That's the damage that I was like, why is he pulling away? This is the damage that he was pulling away to get 15 probes. Now, don't get me wrong. He's proxied to Starport, which... Dude, he's doing... This is how I play this build order. I didn't know this was good. Is this good, guys? I mean, I think when you've done 15 probes of damage, maybe anything's good. But I love Proxy Banshee against Protoss because I play against baboons. Maru trying to do it at the very highest level of the game, doing Proxy Banshee after an opening bit of damage. It's going to be hard for Hero to stop, but Hero's Stalkers are going to come in. That tank's going to get taken out, right? Oh, there's no blink? Oh, there is blink. 1 Stalker for a medevac, not a bad trade. Banshee number 1's going to come in, and Hero may tap. He's got a robo almost finished, but he's already even on probes. And now he's got to run these probes for like 30 seconds here, and that's going to be GG. I mean, Hero's been staying in games until he's beyond dead. He's been doing a lot of fantasy GG timings, but there is no way. Maru all over this one. I can't believe he tried to ambush with the Adepts. Like, that's such a high-risk play, but I guess if he managed to win the fight against the Hellions coming out, he basically just snowballs the game and dominates from there. So I think this was like a classic example of a game where Hero takes a giant gamble from the very start of the game, doesn't pay off, and just is way behind from there. Because even with the wall off with only 2 Stalkers, you can't... Imagine if he had 3 Adepts and 2 Stalkers. He shuts down the drop so hard with a full wall off. And he would have had time to sneak a probe out to build a 3rd Nexus as well, even with all of that. But this is game over now. Don't get it twisted. There will be a tank marine Banshee push to follow this up, and it will absolutely win the game. This guy's going to run out of energy. We'll deal with that. But look at this. 3 tanks. It's going to be 4 tanks, 3 Marines building at a time. The tanks are going forward. He's hoping the Stalkers stumble into this. He scans because he's actually accidentally walled off with his tanks. Bit of a funky scan there. Banshee's back in the main. Maru playing excellent StarCraft to finish this off. Look at that. The tanks, 7 range tanks up front. SCV's there with the repair. The Stalkers do start to pick off a few Marines, but is it going to be enough? There's still more Banshees building out of the proxy. 4 siege tanks here. Cloaked Banshee joins the front. There's no observer there. Hero has to tap out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on Winter Madness. Bottom right side, T10, top left, it's Vitality's MARU. That's right, guys. MARU is up 3-2. He only needs one more game to win it. And Hero says, let's not take any chances. Let's send a probe immediately across this map to harass and mess you up if possible. Going to be interesting to see how this goes. Going to be very interesting to see how this goes because Hero doesn't have any more chance for error. I know a lot of players used to get nervous in this situation. I don't think Hero is incapable of getting nervous. The man just gets in his opponent's face no matter what. And he already made that comeback from down 1-3 against MARU in the upper finals. Remember, if Hero finishes this off, MARU is eliminated, whereas if MARU wins, it activates the final best of 3, which will decide the eventual winner here of RSL. Double gas opening for MARU. You can see the shields regenning, and the probe is like, okay, I'm regen on shields, let's fight. Cute barracks positioning, because it's kind of got that protected corner. But of course, another SCV always has to get pulled over to defend this. Biggest mistake most Terrans make where they struggle with this is just not pulling the extra SCV early enough and going, oh, it's too unfair, I have to have 2 SCVs pulled sometimes. And it's like, dude, this probe took so long to come across this map. Hero's whole build is delayed. His gateway is delayed, his pylon, his gateway, his cybercore, his nexus, it's all delayed. Like, this is actually, this cybercore compared to some of his Nexus 19 core builds is only 2 seconds faster. Despite the cybercore coming before the nexus. And that's because this probe has been on the other side of the map harassing. Hey, Pig, is Serral still a favorite in every matchup? No, Clem is the favorite against Serral. Serral is the favorite against everybody else in the world. Against MARU or Hero, Serral is an overwhelming favorite. Hero has a bit of a better chance than MARU, I would say, of taking him down. Recently, Serral, like Hero has taken, over the past 2.5 years, Serral and Hero have had some of the best PVZs. Problem for Hero, Serral almost always wins. They're very close, but Serral almost always wins. MARU, he always beats. I don't know if Serral's ever lost to MARU. Maybe in like an online tournament or something. But generally, Serral mauls MARU. It's not even close at live tournaments, which is the main events that they end up playing against each other. So it's just Clem. Clem is an expert at TVZ. Clem's kind of a favorite against most players in the world, but especially that TVZ, he is unmatched. All right, Probe's going to hide on the right side. Stargate at home. He's not trying to do a full wall off or anything. The Adept moving down to the natural. Second Adept is, of course, monitoring the ledge. Should be over here. I mean, I don't think he can jump on that bit, Hero. Yeah, he can only jump here, mate. I think Hero thought that's the ledge. Hero's notorious for not knowing where the ledge is on maps. We saw him, I don't know if it was this map or a different one. I think it was maybe this map where he walled off over here. Actually, is that a ledge as well? No, it's not. You can see there's a gap. Yeah. He walled off thinking he was walling the Reaper ledge and wasn't. All right, we've got Barracks Factory, Starport coming up. Pretty early Cyclone. It looks like the Starport wants to swap onto the Tech Lab. Chat says, it seems like Raynor can beat Serral pretty regularly. Raynor has mauled Serral a few times in the last year. Like, beaten the heck out of him and still lost the series. Like, disgusting comebacks from Serral. So whilst Raynor is definitely one of the other players that can beat Serral and is much better percentage versus him than most other players, he's still not favored. Serral's still the favorite in that head-to-head quite significantly. Just goes to show we think of Raynor as like one of the guys that can beat Serral pretty convincingly, and you're just like, he's still like, I'd still give a Serral 2-1 favorite just on a random day against Raynor in a best of 5. All right, guys, we've got some Adepts moving forward. This is going to be Adept Phoenix up against Cloak Banshee. Hero, the problem is his Phoenix have not seen what's happening. He needs to get in, see Cloak, and then make an Oracle. Oracle Phoenix is the hardest shutdown tech you can possibly have against Banshee. But you need to, of course, know that it's Cloaked Banshee in time so you can make that Oracle. And right now, Hero's not sure what's happening. 4 Adepts on the front. Phoenix at home. He's going to go for a third base, but if he doesn't see this Cloak Man, there's a problem. All right, Adepts are going to waltz in here. Cyclone's up in the main, so we should be able to grab an SCV, maybe even a 2 if he wants to cancel. Yeah, 2 SCVs, that's a good snatch. Ooh, Adept's coming in. Takes a Marine out. 2 Marines, 3, and an SCV. Very well done, really good trade. Only 1 Adept goes down. Banshee's coming in though. He doesn't have a battery in the main. Oh, dude, this Banshee's going to do some pretty crazy damage. Lucky that Hero already traded well and has a third Nexus on the way, so maybe. Let's see how quickly he responds. He starts an Oracle! Why? Why would you start an Oracle? He somehow anticipated that it's Banshee. I don't know how he anticipated that it's Banshee. He somehow knew. He didn't see it. I don't think... Or did the probe see it? Did the probe see it? Oh, maybe that probe saw it. I'll have to check the replay, guys. I'll have to check the replay. I think maybe the probe spotted it up here. If so, that is so lucky. Dude. Because he instantly made a battery, made an Oracle, and pulled the probes away. Only loses 2 probes. Yeah, it's a lot of mining time. But now he's got the shutdown force. The Banshees basically just have to pull away. And then if he kills the Oracle at some point, maybe he can get some big damage. It was 3 Banshees got produced as well, which is a lot. You really don't want... Oh, he's going to SCV pull. The Banshees are going to die almost instantly to the Phoenix in the fight. Oh, this is really awkward. Hero pulls back, sees the SCV pull. The Adepts are going to shade forwards, not back. Hero's a matter. He wants to interrupt the rally. Ah, okay, that's actually a good move. I thought he was going to shade backwards so he could kind of use it like a blink to retreat. The Phoenix could dive on the Banshee, but he's afraid of the Marines. Gets an SCV. Good pick off. Any hit points you can shave off this army ahead of time is really big. There's 10 Adepts out. Of course, they don't have Glaives, guys, but the Adepts could do really well if they're hitting Marines and SCVs. Can they actually deal with it? They've already interrupted the rally. There are 2 tanks here. Shades coming in from both sides. Are the Phoenix going to commit? They've got to go right now if they want to sync up with these Adepts. And the Adepts are going to get on top, as are the Phoenix and the Oracle. The Banshee does go down. The Oracle does as well, but the Phoenix already killed the Banshee. There was the detection available, so it's all A-okay for now. The tanks are getting picked up. The Adepts are getting gunned down by the Marines, but it's fine because the tanks are gone, and now the Phoenix reign supreme. Gonna go for the Cyclone pickup. We'll take care of that bad boy. Viking is obviously another good pickup he could go for, which we will be seeing very soon. Can he stop the Marines getting inside the bunkers, though? Looks like the answer is no. He's got lifts, but he doesn't have the Phoenix selected. He had 2 more lifts. He could have stopped 2 of the 4 Marines getting inside the bunker. Big mistake here for Hero. He now has to pull probes into this, and he will lose a few of these. The bunkers should be focus firing these probes on the north. Maru, bit of a mistake there. He was focusing the probes in shield battery healing range, so he killed only 4 probes. I think he could have killed 8 there, but doesn't matter. I mean, I think he's dead either way, right? He's an all-in. He pulled the boys. The Phoenix reigns supreme. That's going to be a nice win here for Hero. Really well done with this defense. And the Banshee Marine tank all in, not quite able to find the mark. This has been a very action-packed best of 7, hasn't it, guys? Lots of action, very few late games. This is exactly what Hero wants, you know? Maru should be wanting to turtle to late game, but he finds it hard to force it to that stage. And so they are trading games, mostly in the early and mid game. The Cyclone pops out. Phoenix say hello. Pick up all these Marines as well. Oracle turns on its laser to finish him off. Goes to the SCVs on the natural. Maru goes in with a Banshee. But I think he should absolutely be tapping out. He sees a full mineral line on the natural. Doesn't know about the full 3rd base. Oracle's going to go home. Phoenix is going to fly back. Maru sees the recall. And he will finally tap out. Alright, guys. We got Hero in the top left side of the map. Maru in the top right. It's the deciding game. It's gas first for Maru. And it's the proxy 2-gate special for Hero. Oh, no, only 1 gate. He's going to max pax it, is he? Actually, max pax has a pylon at home. Okay. So he... Oh, it's a Hesi Jimbo. Okay, he's doing a Hesi Jimbo. All right, so he's going to do a Hesi Jimbo, guys. He's just going to build a single gate out. So it's like a normal build order. But your gateway is forward, which means the Zealot Stalker gets out early, and so it pressures them early, basically. But otherwise, it's kind of a normal build. Like, I think he still expands behind this while doing a Zealot Adept pressure. Probably Zealot Adept, maybe Zealot Stalker. Kind of cool build order. Maru's doing a 1-Rex expand, no second gas. 1-Rex expand. Probe's already done good damage. He's got to let the shields get back close to 20 before he stops to fight, but he might not be able to resist here. No, he does. Gets back to 20 or 19. Close enough. Does take 1 extra damage there since he didn't fully regenerate, but close enough, as we said. Zealots are already on the way. This is not that big of a commitment because we will be seeing the Nexus up behind it. He's already pulled 3 onto gas, though. That's a lot of workers on gas this... Why did he pull workers off minerals onto gas? With this build, you... Is he going to go Stargate afterwards? I think Hero might already be thinking about a bladed Oracle. Interesting. Definitely not textbook, but Hero I don't think has played a textbook StarCraft style in his entire life. He's starting a battery? Battery before Nexus. I guess, I mean, I know he has no units at home. He's got 2 Zealots coming forward, Stalker behind it. He's doing this like a Max Packs build, but without the Nexus. And he's got a lot of gas, I guess, just to make the... But he's queued up the 3rd Stalker way ahead of time. He's mined more gas than he needed to. Nexus is finally going to go down. Here we go, 2 Zealots and a Stalker rocking up. Guys, if he can deny this SCV building the bunker, that would be huge. But I think this has been a really quick reaction for Maru. The Reaper comes home, Stalker's not there yet. Good SCV repairs on both sides. That probe should run away. I'm surprised he hasn't targeted the probe. Now he targets the probe. There we go. As that's actually going to reduce the damage output. Yes, the SCV on the bunker goes down, but there's only 1 Stalker. He should be able to pull a few more SCVs. Maru loses 2 SCVs. Will he lose any more? Looks like, yeah, 3 SCVs I think is going to be the final tax. Dude, very slow to pull SCVs. Dude, Maru. This is a depot as well. Hero does back away. This Nexus is so late off of this, though. Did this hit that much earlier than if he just did a Max Packs build where he built an initial pylon at home? And then he could have proxied the gate further, like over here, maybe? So it's slightly closer to both possible spawn locations? Because it feels to me like Hero's done a little bit of damage, which is nice, but because there was a high ground command center, Maru was just safe. Like, if Maru went low ground CC, this would have worked much better for Hero, and that's, I think, what he was gambling on. Gonna take out the SCV, Zealots. Going for this. There are 3 Marines and a Reaper. Oh, and there's a Cyclone as well. Uh-oh. 2 Zealots go down pretty much for free. Does get that Stalker to safety. If you can get another volley on the Cyclone, that would be big. Reaper's also a juicy target there. 4 Stalkers out. Blink's on the way as well as a second gateway, but look at the probe count. So what I'm talking about is Nexus is so late. And he pulled workers off gas onto minerals, like, earlier than he needed to. Off minerals onto gas, yeah. Odd build order. I haven't seen this one before. Like I said, if he found Command Center on the natural, it would have been amazing. But because he didn't, I think Maru has a pretty significant lead, even though he's mining 1 base right now, just because the worker count for Hero is so belated. Stalker's at home. Sees the second gateway. Doesn't see the 3rd one. Does a Stalker head back to try to trap this? I think it probably does. I think Hero would love to, yeah, split the Stalkers and try to clean this up. There's a gateway out in the map, of course, so it's going to be 3-gate blink right now. Very low worker count, though, 30 to 27. Cyclone, tank, lib. I mean, it's still close enough game to go either way. It's just one of those things where I feel like this opening sometimes can run away with the game if you can squeeze the Nexus in really early. But then the problem is if there's a low ground exposed command center and you delay your Zealots, your Stalkers even slightly, it can mean it's harder to find that damage. Robo coming in as well to be safe against the libs. Reaper's going to that side. Can you jump here, guys? I don't know. Can you move through these little blockers? I guess you probably can. Are these just like urns, by the way? A very weird little area of this map. 2 volleys for the Stalkers to kill that Reaper, but Reaper's not that close. 10 seconds left on blink. Maru's done such a good job of staying active, and now the lib heads north. There are 3 Stalkers on that edge as well. 3 barracks coming up. Engineering bay. Maru does need the 3rd gas. He's also cutting SCV production right now, which makes me wonder if he's just going to attack. Maru's thinking about doing a timing because he's been cutting tiny bits of SCV production here and there. Still no 3rd gas. Tank shoots the Stalker, but Stalker's getting SCV. Well done. Reaper's still dancing around. Liberator up top sieges itself to be F2 proof. 3rd gas finally goes down, as does +1 weapons. SCV production's back to full now. And because Hero hasn't taken a 3rd, still hasn't saturated his natural. Okay, so Hero's just taken 4 gases, guys. But he's gone 10 Stalkers. If you go 4 gas, you need to rush splash damage to get the benefit of that 4 gas. Otherwise, delaying your 3rd base is not worth it. I've been very critical of Hero over the last few months because he often takes 4 gas and then floats like 500 gas before he does anything with it. And that's just very suboptimal play. He needs that Templar Archives right now. There we go. Okay, it does go down. It's not too delayed. Any more delay on that would have been a problem. Stalkers blink to the low ground. Take care of the Reaper finally. What's good about that is Maru did not see the gases, but he saw how late the 3rd was. He can put 2 and 2 together. Maru should be ready for Stim in this game. Best move against Stim is clear the Observer, sneak a drop down the bottom side, unload here, and Stim into this base. And then when Hero moves to respond, your main army shoves the north path. That's the best move. Normally you try to sneak a drop in the main, because he's already got a Liberator on that side, and it's just hard to sneak along that northern angle. If he can sneak a drop out the right side and catch Hero not realizing that it's out there, that's what's really big. This is it, yeah. It gets rid of the Observer. Medevacs aren't here yet, though. They're very late. Maybe a little while until he gets that going. Another Observer does arrive. Hero still even on workers. He is down on raw material. MARU has been mining a lot more than him. MARU had a better start, and he gets a Stalker pick off as well. It's all about the Psy Storm, which is now on the way. It's being chrono boosted. There are 4 more gates, so it's going to be 8 gate Storm off 2 base. Hero needs the Storms to end all storms. He loses another Stalker there. 2 Stalkers and a bunch of shields gone before the move out even really started. Goes forward, grabs himself a Marine, does blink back, but only 1 Marine so far. He'd love the Cyclone. He's not able to get it. Good pick up on the tank as well there. Nice micro from MARU. Really nice micro. Not giving Hero any easy pickoffs. Hero goes for the medevac, realizing, well, I can't get anything else. I got to go for that. Storm's not ready. Storm's not ready! Hero, get out of here! You can't have your High Templar on the front line until Storm's ready. He's chronoed it again. He's still got to wait 10 seconds. He cannot hold this territory. I mean, he can at least threaten. Maybe MARU will respect it. MARU doesn't know Storm's not done. That was very dangerous. Hero supply block badly right now. Badly supply block. He needs to build a few more pylons. His Zealot count's very low. He's going to go for an engagement here. The tank's sieging up. Oh, the High Templar get focused. Only 1 High Templar left. Oh, the Stalkers get blasted. Hero, the moment he saw the siege, he needed to back off. That was too early. He needed another Zealot warp in. He's going to land a good Storm. Good Storm, not bad. Doesn't quite land on the siege tank, unfortunately for him. He does have 1 more Storm that's just recharged here. But MARU's army is so far ahead in the numbers. MARU wants to get to that final series. Fighting back here in Game 7. And finally, I mean, I thought this was going to be another reversal for Hero. I thought that opening aggression was relatively cute, but that high ground command center, the safety in Game 7, very smart for MARU. He knows that Hero is leaning into the aggression super hard in this series. He's not even using the Liberator, doesn't even need to have to be fair. He's got a big bio ball on the front. He's got to protect the tanks. Got to protect those tanks. The Zealots try to get on top of the bio rather than the tanks. The Immortals are shooting Marines rather than tanks and Marauders right now. Hero needs perfect micro in these fights, and even then, I don't know if that's enough. He's got 3 Immortals. It's against a mostly Marine force in his 3rd base. It's never mind this game, guys. An empty 3rd base really has not achieved anything. MARU picks up to pull back. His own 3rd command center is very delayed. 1 medevac does fall. Could Hero get back in this game? Technically, yes. Oh, good Storm. Because you get not just the stim, you get a good volley or 2 off while he's retreating from the Storm as well. That was really good. Hero needs to keep warping in High Templar, keep recharging them, and he needs to get probes over to that 3rd. His main half-mined out a minute ago, and he still hasn't transferred. Hero should know his timings, but we know from Hero's experience that he doesn't really pull probes on a set timing. It's only when he happens to look in his main and notices that it's oversaturated. Good timings for you guys to remember. 8.5 minutes main base mines out halfway, 11.5 on the natural. Those are timings to memorize that you've got to transfer half of those workers. Dude, MARU's toying with him right now. That Widow Mine drop is so effective. He's going to get 3 probes there. Other Widow Mine only going to get 1. Okay, that does do another unburrow, but lots of mining time for minimal investment. And now Ghosts are coming out. 3rd command center is floating. I mean, MARU's building the better army, but the delay on his 3rd is absolutely massive. He kind of overpulls out of his main a little bit. He's going to more than saturate that 3rd base with, I think it's about 20 workers. 12 plus 7, 19 workers. Medevac hides on the pillar. Oh, that's so cute. Don't have high ground vision here. You can't shoot him unless he shoots you. And Medevac don't got no attack. Goes to huge. Activating the barriers on the Immortals, EMPing the High Templar, and removing the shields on the other units, especially the Archons. All very important. Let's see what he can pull off. The Ghost goes forward and he lands the EMP on the High Templar. Super clutch first EMP. He's being very careful though. He's not chasing because he knows he doesn't want to get overstimmed. The Ghosts are a bit separate from the army, which is scary. First Widow Mine not really landing in a big way. Second one goes down. Libs are getting overrun. Hero's going to push through here. Can he get through? The High Templar's blocked. The High Templar's blocked. He needs to move his Immortals forward. Great Storm on the medevacs and the SCVs. Does also zone some of those Marines. Another Storm comes in to try to cover his retreat. The problem is he's out of Storms and no Zealot warp-ins on the front. They're warping to that right side. They're a bit too far to get here. The Immortals trying to focus down a few of these Marauders before they get blasted. But they do indeed get blasted. And that is a necessary hold for MARU to secure the victory. He finally remembers that Liberator that's been hanging in the north of the map this whole time. That's going to siege the main. Hero's 3rd is still barely mining. Zealot run by is going to be cute for him. But the SCVs already respond. And the Liberator doing big damage in the main. 4 workers go down. Remember, the Liberator doesn't have full vision of its circle anymore, so Without a scan, does have to rotate that lib. Zealot's getting cleaned up by the Bio Ghost, only 3 SCVs falling. And this Liberator unit, which MARU didn't really care about anymore, is finding excellent damage. Bit of Marauder Ghost down here. Gonna go after the probes, knowing they are the most vulnerable targets. And will he focus down the pylon? Yes, he will, but Storm's gonna be good. Ooh, Hero misses the opportunity for the Sire Storm. Hero down 30 supply, 20 army supply. 9 more probes just fell. MARU, of course, on 52 workers is not an amazing position economically for a normal game, but against Hero, he's rich. You know, wealth and your perception of it, it's always relational. It's if you're poorer than your neighbors, you care a lot more than if you're poorer than some rich billionaire that you don't really have a real physical conception of. Oh my god, MARU with a bad pathing home here. Luckily only loses empty medevacs. He's got enough medevacs, it's not the end of the world. Right now, Hero's neighbor is MARU, and as far as he's concerned, MARU is a rich boy dropping ghosts! Dude! He just split the High Templar, didn't get hit by the EMP at all. Cute move for MARU, bit too fancy. Hero dodges it. Oh, and then he walks into an EMP with one of the High Templars. Second EMP lands on the other High Templar. The Zealot attack comes in. SCV's pulled off the line. MARU knows he just needs to hold on. If he can hold on here, he has this game in the bag. And indeed, he does. Hero's last-ditch effort gets cleaned up. Hero trying to warp in more Zealots on the front, but he has been overrun. He's on 0-0 upgrades this whole time as well, remember? And MARU, man, he is going to win the best of 7, knock Hero to the lower bracket. 4-3 for Hero previously, now 4-3 for MARU. It's all going to be decided by the final best of 3. Alright, guys. We've got Hero at the bottom right side of the map, going into Mothership for game 1 in the final best of 3. MARU in the top left, straight back onto Mothership. And surprise, surprise, Hero is not proxying this time. MARU is going gas first yet again, though. Damn, dude. Damn. Damn. All right, so we got 3 workers on gas. I'm really curious. Is it just... Yeah, I mean... I guess you just go high ground command center, right? I think he just does the same build as last time. Super safe. He's like, look, I'm playing Hero. He might double gate proxy. He might do something wild. Hero doesn't pull off minerals onto gas, just 16 on minerals, only 2 on gas. No scout for him as well, so a very greedy build for him. I think he just doesn't feel like MARU's going to risk going for the double proxy Marauder. The fact that Hero's doing this makes me worry that either next game, or if we get to game 3, MARU will pull out a proxy Marauder again. MARU loves to gamble on an all-in proxy in like the final games of a big series. Oh, we're on the Mothership, so anywhere Hero builds is his base. It's not a proxy. This is just a Terran proxy inside the Protoss base. Okay, that's a good point, Twitch chat. You guys are correct. That is an analysis. Rudy says the score is 3-3. No, MARU just won 4-3. This is knocked Hero to the losers bracket, and now we are in the final best of 3. Essentially, MARU was already in the losers bracket from the upper bracket finals. So this final best of 3 decides everything. Yeah. Quick factory, reactor, low ground command center. This is so dangerous. MARU, low ground command center. No bunker, no marine, because he's going gas first. He can't do that. So if there was an early adept or something, could have been problems, but it's a sentry first. And he sees it, and he says, hello, Mr. Sentry. How do you like Reaper grenades? Probe goes top right, doesn't scout the other direction, because now he knows where his opponent is, so the hallucination can do that. Hero messed his wall off again! I've seen him do this so many times! He literally did this in the weekly cup the other day as well! How have you not fixed this? It's actually obvious where you need to put the pylon on this map. I'll talk you guys through it in a moment. He's made this mistake multiple times. It's not a one-off, man. Dude, his wall-offs are some of the laziest thing. Look at this. Clearly, that's where they can jump. You just build the pylon up and to the right, one space. It's the first thing you build. You always build it there because they can't jump on this edge bit. You've got to build it there, and then it's really easy to wall to the edge. There's clearly an opening there. Hero. Silly boy. Let's the Reaper get a full scout. I don't know if... I mean, it does matter. It does matter because that's just annoying. I mean, he didn't see the Twilight technically, so you could argue it's okay. But... It's still just unnecessary mistakes, man. I mean, some people say, well, he baited the Reaper in, so that way he scouted the main rather than the Twilight on the natural. Guys, he didn't plan that far ahead. That's him putting the Twilight there, is him making the most of his bad building placement. He reactively realized Reaper's jumping in there, quick throw it on the natural, and he did manage to cut off the full rotation, thankfully. Cyclone Marine in the middle. Oh, dude, he's going for the full tank push. Maru's just going. Maru's just going. And you know what, guys? Hero saw a Tech Lab factory. He should be ready for this. Is he, though? He's only got 2 gateways, and he's building a battery of the main. He's not ready for this. He's just not prepared for it. But the tank is rallying. He didn't send the tank with the initial push. It's not a crazy commitment. I think Maru's going to back off. Cyclone's going to go for a bit of harassment here. There is a battery nearby. And you can see the Stalkers and the Sentry doing a bit of damage, but the Medevac's healing as well. Is Maru going to commit? It's just 6 Marines and a Cyclone. It's not a crazy amount of damage. 2 Marines go down, allowing him to pick up and fly away. And indeed, without the Siege Tank there, you can't really commit to that. I thought he was committing a bit more. No SCV pull, no Siege Tank. It is fine. Yeah, I thought that was a much more committed push. It was not. Thought the Medevac was going to wait for the tank, pick it up, boost across, but the timings weren't right for that. 3 barracks, 3rd gas, engineering bay as well. 3rd Nexus goes on the right side. Where do you take your 4th after this? I think this middle base is probably the next 4th. Templar Archives goes up, so it is quick 4 gas, 3rd Nexus, Templar Archives charge. I do like this play. I don't think it's bad at all. But just got to make sure you don't delay probing that 3rd too long. See, right now, Hero is probing. It's already rallied to the 3rd, which is fine. It's going to add up a few more gateways as well. So he's going to 4 gateways. The Forge does tend to get very delayed because you're just trying to make as many High Templar as possible. Medevac just boosted out for a scout. Pretty safe tank positioning. I do think that tank's maybe a little far back compared to where the buildings are. And he has left a little opening in the buildings, which technically Stalkers could wriggle through, but only one at a time, so they'd be a bit choked up taking many tank shots to do that. Tank, Marine, Cyclone. Stim, shields, +1, all coming in. We got 3 tanks, 1 Marauder, 17 Marines. Stalkers still hanging at the front, and it's enough to one-shot a Marine. Storm and Prism on the way. I don't think Maru's, like, got the best avenue. 1 Marine goes down. Still no 3rd command center. I was about to say, we're getting to the point where if he doesn't drop it soon, he's really committed to the push, but you notice he's cutting a bit of Marine Marauder production right now to squeeze the 3rd command center in. Not a big amount. That's always what you want to look for with the Terran is what's the SCV/command center production like versus the bio production. They can't always afford everything at once. Usually they need to have little cuts on this or that. Tank does take a few shots there. Trying to push right now. This doesn't feel like a full commitment. It's more of like a, I want to push to your side, scare you a bit, see if I can find a good fight, but it's a little afraid to move out. The Observer sees everything. This is really good for Hero because he's actually got a very quick forge for this style. He's already got 5 High Templar gathering energy. Stalkers have Maru pinned. Hero's playing a textbook game right now. Something I very rarely get to utter those words. That is something I almost never get to say. And, oh, the Observer twerks its way away from that Cyclone. For those who don't know, if you haven't watched any influencer boxing matches, twerking is the best way to insult your opponent after you knock them out. It's the Observer's choice whenever someone scans and doesn't quite catch them. Just kind of twerks in their general direction. And then immediately goes back to taunting the Cyclone. Observer on the left gets scanned, but there's still one on the right as well. Love to see it get back on that pillar, personally. Dude, 4th Nexus is coming up. Hero's got map control. He's got a 17 worker advantage. Maru's not been building workers for the last 2 minutes. Maru's all in. Great feedbacks. Great feedbacks. He not only storms the bio, damaging it, he also feedbacks the medevacs. There's only 3 medevacs. Army can't heal right now. There's only 1 medevac healing. Hero's attacking! It's so unnecessary, but it might just work. He unloads the High Templar, and he does take Widowmines to the face. He lands some decent storms, but Hero throws his whole army away into a Terran that was all-inning him. Maru cannot believe the gift that has just been handed to him on a platter. He thought, oh god, how do I get my all-in across the map? Hero said, it's okay, I'll come to you. Oh my lord, he was up 2 bases and 20 workers, and he went for a YOLO. Hero, the mad lad, but there's no medevacs. There's no medevacs. What's Maru doing on this side of the map with red hit point bio? Oh my gosh. Maru, why'd you counter with no Medivacs with red hit point bio? He loses a Stalker, a Liberator as well, and all of his Marauders, he just lost 30 supply. Oh no! I mean, I know he was going back to SCV production, trying to rebuild his Medivacs. He went way too heavy on the Libs this game. And I think Hero's fine, because he's got 4 bases. Hero ups the ante, makes the game crazy, and then does, despite a scary moment, end up in a dominant position. Maru cut workers for several minutes, guys. I'm glad I pointed that out, monitor the worker production, because it's hard to keep up with when you're talking about everything else, but I looked back, and his worker count hadn't changed. And I was like, oh, because he went for kind of a quick third, but then he didn't build workers for it. So it was kind of this very weird setup for Maru where he was, I don't know, I felt like he thought Hero was about to all in him at any moment. He was just kind of afraid. And he did take a good fight defensively, but the lack of Medivacs and then that chase really hurt him. Otherwise, he'd actually have a good push right now with Ghosts, and he'd have his third mining, and it would be relatively competitive. Now he's outscaled so hard on the economy. I don't know how you keep up here. That 4th base mining, he scans, he sees what he thinks is no 4th. Maru's like, oh, you don't have a 4th? He doesn't realize that Hero took the middle base. Dude, that storm! The Zealots charging on top, all the Libs go down. Oh, brilliant engagement there for Hero. He's going to warp in more Zealots. SCVs are going to get pulled into Guardian Shield, Archon, Immortal Zealot, which I think can deal with this just fine. Hero says, I can dance all day, boy. Your Medivacs are out of juice. I am happy to trade with your SCVs right now. Yes, the Immortals will eventually go down. He's going to focus fire the Marauders, though. You see those Marauders? Good pullback for Maru. Really good pullback for Maru. He does bait the units, and he just doesn't have enough other damage there. It doesn't matter. He's got no firepower, and Maru has been overrun in this game. Hero with a really excellent macro build this time around off of a greedy start. Remember, guys, he went no scout. It was a greedy opening, and it's paid off big time, and that's the power of Hero, man. He will just mix in such a greedy build after such a big proxy in the previous map. You never know what you're going to get. And all you know is that life is like a box of chocolates, and if Hero's had his hands on them, the box is probably smashed, and when you open it up, it's filled with like pebbles that he's tried to squeeze in the spots where he already ate all the chocolates from and stuff. You know, you're like, what did you eat all the chocolates and put like rocks and random bits of garbage where the chocolate used to be? Hero just cracks a bit of a grin at you, gives you a wink and a smile, and then quickly whisks the victory away. Very nice game 1. All right, guys, game 2. Let's flip that scoreboard around. Hero just needs one more to finish her off. We're going to go into Tokamak. He's going to go for that wall off over here. And just make sure that sound's turned on it. Remember I talked about proxy Marauders? Well, this is not that. This is a Macarax. It's a, I'm going to hide my barracks. And I think he's going to go single gas. And then he's going to hope a probe scout comes in and freaks out thinking it's a Marauder proxy, but it's actually going to be a command center. And we can confirm that in a moment when we see no second gas. But no, he does go second gas. Okay, he's not playing the mind game that I thought. This is just going to be an early Reaper against what is going to probably be a Nexus before Cybercore, I believe. Checks the engineering bay block. Yeah, Hero lost the former best of 7. That is correct, guys who are just tuning in. Okay, yeah, he's going Nexus before Core. 19 Nexus into 19 Cybercore. Not a bad build order, but he may lose a probe or two just because that barracks is a little further forward. I think he should be fine with good probe micro, though. And look at this, 127 for the Cybercore. It's 125 when he does the early probe scout. The thing is, when he does the early probe scout harassment, he delays the barracks usually. Double gas build coming in. We should see a factory in the wall off soon. No probe scout just here. I forgot what you all call rednecks in Australia. Bogans. Bogans. Show me a bloody bogan, man. Cashed up bogans. Lots of those these days. Oh, he's going to go for the little bunker. Dude, we don't see the bunker much anymore. Okay. 2 Reapers into a bunker before command center. All right. Cute. Steers around that pylon while still building. Stalk is good, though. If you go Stalker straight away, you can fight the bunker pretty early, and you can build a battery down here. Just about when does Hero realize what's happening? He's gotten away with a greedier opening. Much greedier for now. Well, I haven't said... I mean, he hasn't gotten away with it. He's opened with a much greedier build. Can he get away with it is the question. And like I said, with good probe micro, I don't think he loses any. Reaper doesn't want to sacrifice himself. No chances for Maru. Maru pulls back. Nexus finishes. Do we cancel the sentry? Nope, he's just going to chrono it and then try to make another Stalker. That battery is really far away. I guess he wants to defend the frontal pushes with it. He doesn't want to build it too far back. Barracks is floated home after the 2 Reapers, guys. Second Reaper's going to run in the front, try to get in that bunker as well, perhaps. Twilight Council in the wall-off does go down, and that is a starport already started there. Now, obviously, you just rally probes to your main base, oversaturate it. This is a big expense. He's delayed his command center. As long as you don't lose a bunch of probes, you are fine. But force field can block you. Can he? Oh, the Reaper grenade blocked him as well. 1 Reaper goes down. Second one does escape. I think he only killed 1. He didn't get a probe. Oh, Maru didn't even get a probe for that. And I think now Hero just fights this. You just need to pull back the units that are getting hit by the Reaper to make sure the battery heals them. So he's going to target this probe. You got to pull it back. Good pullback. Great pullback. Now you pull back these 2. Pull back these 2. Can he get one? Maru gets one. Maru got one there. Nicely done. Okay, bunker goes down. Reaper does escape. Hard to get both of those. You need to keep damaging the bunker so it can't sell. Gets the SCV. 1 Reaper escapes. I think overall, I always feel like the Protoss is ahead after that. I think this build is super washed. I don't think it's that good, but it puts Protoss on the defensive, which immediately on a non, on paper version, it takes away Hero's best attribute, which is attacking, YOLOing, stabbing his opponent. The thing about Hero is if he's busy defending a bunker, he can't be stabbing you. And that already is kind of like good, just in a conceptual basis, because, hey, Hero's not doing his best thing. That's good. Very quick third Nexus is about to go down. That is very fast. 410 after dealing with the bunker. Wild. It's going to be a Banshee, Tank, Marine. All in follow-up for Maru. Maru says, look, everything's on the line. He could be greedy. He was greedy last game. I can't let him be greedy again. I've got to commit to a push. I can't second guess myself. I've just got to go, go, go. He dives the medevac in deep. Does get the Widow Mines burrowed. Oh my god, Hero not like this! Okay, that could have been worse. That could have been much worse. Oh, nice, nice. I really thought he was going to lose 10 probes there. Okay, so there's 2 Stalkers going back to defend the drop, but there's still 2 Widow Mines in there. That's really effective. That Maru kept everything alive this time. He's building Marines, tanks, and Banshees. Phoenix got F2'd home, which is the bigger problem. Oh, so Hero barely sees what's going on! And he sees the starport lift, but it's actually a fake out. Hero! Guys, this Widow Mine drop may have just won the game because that made him F2 his hallucinated Phoenix home, which meant it was running out, so he didn't get a full scout. Hero has no idea. He's done the greediest build against the most aggressive build. He doesn't know there's no add-on on that second barracks. He doesn't know that starport's building Banshees. Hero is making a Forge and Probes. He's about to be in for a rude awakening, as he does luckily have charge started, but only 2 Stalkers on the front. He needs to be making cancel probes and make gateways. Cancel probes and make gateways, Hero. You need to cancel the Forge, make gateways. He's still probing. He just queued up more probes and chronoed them. What? What? Hero just saw an all incoming that he's not ready for, and he chrono boosted probes and started a robo. This man is more drunk than anyone. His decision making is, I can't comprehend it. What? I get he's worried about Cloak, which is why he builds the robo, but he doesn't even try to build more gateways. The Stalkers are getting massacred by the tanks. And Hero with the F2 for the early defense really cost him not seeing this coming. And then when he did see it moving out, doing a bit of an odd reaction has cost him big time, man. The Marine Tank Banshee gets in. Maru goes deep, he goes hard, and he says, this is why you have to commit. Because you never know if Hero's going to play logically or not. Like, often he just does random things. You have to commit hard and punish his very lacking defensive reactions. And that's exactly what Maru's done here. Commits hard, the Widow Mine drop pinned him back. And notice how he didn't let Hero get control of the map. He said, deal with a Reaper bunker, deal with a Widow Mine drop, and now deal with the Marine Tank Banshee push. There was no chance for Hero to go first, no chance for Protoss to take the initiative. The Stalkers go after the tanks. Is that going to be enough? That tank in the back is massive. This tank doesn't go down. Finally, 1 tank and 1 Banshee will fall. But, oh my god, he can't even click on that last Reddit point Banshee. It's just like hiding behind the other Banshee. He keeps misclicking it. And that is an absolute massacre. Dude, to chrono probes when he saw that move out is one of the funniest decisions I've ever seen. Like, I cannot believe he would chrono probes when he sees Marine Tank coming towards him. He's done the greediest build of all time. His scout barely saw what was happening, and he's like, you know what? let's chrono probes right now. Like, for the life of me, can't even imagine what he was thinking. It's just utter nonsense, man. I love Hero so much. He's so unpredictable, but I do feel sometimes in certain situations, it's like he has split personality and he's constantly going between a gold player who doesn't even know what the units are called and like the best player we've ever seen who has some of the most clutch, crazy, high-risk yet game and tournament-winning moves we've ever seen. Absolutely wild. All right, here on the bottom left side, it's going to be Magnetic North to finish what has been one of the most epic head-to-heads. We did indeed get the full 17 games, guys. 7 games upper bracket finals, 7 games grand finals, and now 3 games in the final. That's 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 games head-to-head in this single tournament between these two players. That is actually crazy. You know, some people refer to Hero as the Honey Badger Protoss, referring to the clip of the elephant at the watering hole where the honey badger decides this is my watering hole and keeps attacking the elephant. The elephant keeps like stomping it and kicking it. And every time the honey badger gets up and just keeps coming at it. And I think that's kind of Hero, where he sacrifices some games doing insanely illogical, crazy things so that you're afraid of him. You know, like, yes, that honey badger might die, but the next time that elephant sees a honey badger, like, there's so much more aura. There's so much more fear when you play Hero, because, like, you don't know. You might fake an all-in, try to move across the map, and then run home and think, haha, he'll react to that. He'll have cancelled probes, upgrades, forges. And then you look at the replay and Hero chronoed probes after seeing your fake all-in move out. And it's not because he's a genius and he read that it was a fake out. It's because sometimes he just does things that don't make sense, and that makes him entirely unpredictable. Speaking of which, it's time to go for the all-in. Not really an all-in, but a very heavy pressure. It's the second gateway proxy. It's going to be Zealots, Zealot plus Adepts from home, Stalkers from the front. And if Maru builds that command center on the natural, he's going to be in trouble. But he's doing a double gas, which means he will have a factory on the wall off, which is going to be a good start. Similar opening to last time. Is he going to do the Reaper again? Well, seeing no Nexus will be an advantage for him. So this is actually really good because it's rare to SCV scout, but this gives him an element of safety. Okay, he sees no Nexus. He should have plenty of time to prepare. This is bad for Hero. Hero's committed a lot to this build, but Maru, with the early SCV that was planning to build a bunker, now gives him time to start his own bunker at home. I mean, he's delaying it a lot. He's got to get it soon. Maru. Guys, why is he building the bunker back there? Guys, what am I looking at right now? Is Maru drunk? Is he Florencio? Why isn't the bunker at the wall off? Chat. Comment. What are we doing? Why is he not building the bunker at the wall off? Is he drunk? What is Maru doing? What? He's literally doing a Florencio bunker next to his command center. I can't even comprehend. I mean, the Cyclone's early enough, it might not matter. The Stalker just runs... Wait, why are we running away? And I guess he canceled the Zealot after getting... Oh, he canceled the Zealot after getting scouted and went Insta-Nexus. Oh, he's already canceled the pressure. Still, what's the bunker for? Did he think he was getting proxy Stargated? I think that's to defend an Oracle. Oh, Maru totally misread this. He thought it was a proxy Oracle. So he wanted a Marine in a bunker to defend the Oracle while the Cyclone comes out. Dude, if Hero committed, he might have been able to tear the depot down and kill a bunch of SCVs. Because there was no bunker at the wall. What a weird setup. Hero goes, oh, I've been scouted. Assumes Maru will react correctly. Maru totally misreads. But it doesn't matter because he still has a command center up at a decent time. He's got a Cyclone for safety. Starport on the way. Maru should come out a little on top. Hero, though, going to chrono probes to try and recover. And he's going to go charge first. This is 1 gate charge, guys. Don't do this build. Well, I guess 2 gate. He's got proxy, right? Don't do this build at home. 2 Cyclones for Maru. Interesting. A lot of commitment to low-tier units. If those Cyclones get sniped, that is a problem. But for now, they will give him very good control. Yeah, the bunker with 1 Marine is the Timu missile turret, guys. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it will draw aggro, and you can pop SCVs inside it to save them as well. Uh-oh. Watch the Adept. Going down. He's going to just full commit to the Tech Lab snipe. I mean, there's no way this is worth it for Hero. Loses 2 Adepts. Does pull the Stalkers back. At least it's only the Adepts that he loses. But Widowmine's now on the ramp. Hero's got to chill. He's got a shield battery coming in. You guys know my thoughts on Hero. He loves to play shield batteries when he's got Zealot Charge as his main tech. Yeah, shield battery in each base. This doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you're so desperate for gateway production right now. Otherwise, charge is worthless. How are you going to secure a third base without more Zealots? These shield batteries are nonsense, man. Every time Hero goes charge, his battery timings are so awkward. I mean, maybe he's worried about Banshees a little bit. He doesn't know what's inside the base. I think he's worried about Banshees in this game. I guess that makes sense. All right, there is a reasoning for it this time. He's pivoting away from charge. He's just so low on gateways, especially if this gateway gets caught. 2-gate is just so weak. Maru's getting into another 2-racks Marine Tank Banshee timing. No cloak, but combat shields. Dude, Maru's just going to go all in. I told you, when it gets to the pointy end of these long series, Maru just commits harder and harder to all-ins. Phoenix sees it, but he sees a tech lab upgrading. That does not tell him how committed this push is. Because he might think, oh yeah, you're making a Raven, but you're also making Stim. Medevac down here is an empty Medevac. Does see some Zealots swapping in. Hero, you need to not attack into this. He's going Robo Bay 3-gas right now. 3-gas Robo Bay. Scan comes down, sees a Robo, sees gas mining on the third base. I think that might convince Maru to just go. Hero needs a sentry. He has one. But if he attacks up that ramp, that's going to be bad news for him. I think that's enough Marines. Oh, but the tanks are kind of vulnerable. Both sides are just staving off. Oh, facing off with each other. Oh, he sees the army, gets the observer. Maru pulls back. He realizes it's an ambush. Maru spots it in time. Hero's going to go for it anyway. Gets a Cyclone. Does lose a Stalker and a Zealot. Maybe 2 Zealots. Not too bad. I think it was 2 Stalkers, actually. Oof. 2 Stalkers, 2 Zealots have gone down. Maru's got combat shields, man. He's got a pretty fearsome army. I like the way Hero's going around, though. Oh, you can't go for that charge. 2 more Zealots down. Hero's bleeding out units. Remember, his economy's not that good. Banshee's going to go for a little bit of light harassment. There's a battery on this base, so we can pull probes to it. There is a Robo Bay finish. No, he cancelled. Hero cancelled his Robo Bay, guys. He cancelled his Robo Bay. He's playing mass unupgraded Zealot Immortal. You guys know my thoughts on this army. I think it's trash. Yes, he's going to have Guardian Shields, but with no splash damage, SCV pull is brutal. And Maru, he knows exactly what to do. The cancel on the Robo Bay, a tragic mistake here for Hero. He doesn't have splash damage. He's going to need good force fields and good Guardian Shields. He's got only 9 Zealots. He's already lost 4 Zealots and 3 Stalkers before the push even starts. He doesn't have Blink. The Stalkers can't harass. The Zealot counter is good. Does intercept the rally a little bit. He's got to try and bait Stims out of this. But guess what? Maru doesn't have Stim Pack. You can't bait Shiz. The Marine Tank Ball does back away. These Zealots have got to be careful. Maru's actually playing very cautiously right now. He's going to go home. I think he could have won the game. Is Maru giving him time? Templar Archives goes down. I don't know if this is the right move. Maru, he's thinking about going home, but is he or is he just going to wait for Stim and then go again? It looks like he's going home fully. He's got a 3rd and 4th barracks up now. He's building medevacs one at a time off a tech lab. Dude, you can tell Maru's so excited. He's slipping on his macro here. He needs to swap that starport onto a reactor, in my opinion. I think he needs medevacs pretty damn hard. That's a lot of lost mining time. But remember, Hero's been in a bit of a gimped position this entire time. If Maru can still find a way in before Storm's done, he's fine. But that's what it's all about. Templar Archives finished. He needs to make Storm right now. Like, the quicker he gets Storm, the quicker this game is okay. Hero's building gates. He's making observers. He's still not making Storm. He's going to go Archon. Archons might be able to do it. Oh, I like this little positioning in the middle. Brilliant beginning to the engagement for Hero. Doesn't really bait Stims out just yet, though. He's making Archons. Archon for now. Just one. Gonna go Archon Zealot Immortal. It's a fighting army for Protoss. The SCV pool round 2 is here. Energy recharge on the Sentry. Force field split could be amazing. Mass Zealot goes! No +1 weapons for Terran, but the Zealots are still getting cleared by such a big Marine count. If the Immortals can shift-click the tanks, it'll be all good. The Immortals, are they taking out the tanks in time? No, they're not. The Marines clear the Zealots before the Immortals can clear the tanks. A massive play for MARU, but the supply is still dangerous. This next fight decides everything. Those 3 Immortals and Archons could be clutch. Hero going for the fighting army right here, right now. MARU, I think he should have committed to the first SCV pull. He second-guessed himself. And now, yes, the Archon goes down, but the tanks are gone, which means now Hero can bide his time. He can start a step backwards, and there's only so many stims that MARU has. Hero does go a bit too far forward, but he baits another stim, and now he can start a step back to safety. He's going to energy... No, he's got to try and morph another Archon here. The High Templar gets focused. An Immortal gets focused. The Stalkers are getting gunned down, but this is the last SCV pull MARU has. His Marines are out of hit points. Crippling drug addiction is here. I honestly thought MARU was going to win this game with the first SCV pull, but he was afraid of committing into that Immortal Zealot setup. Hero committing to such a low tier, kind of early mid-game army, but it was the right call because MARU did not give him time to get Storm or Colossus up, and yet Hero finds a way. Archon, Zealot, Immortal, good kiting all the way across the map. Even without Blink, he did such a nice job here. The tank does siege up in the middle. Careful, Hero, but Immortals on top of tanks will end this story. As the tank goes down, as does the Banshee. The Immortal should be able to finish off these low hit point Marines as long as it just stands and finishes them. The Marines go for the finish. They can't quite get it. MARU is seconds from tapping out of this game. He's going to take stock and go, ugh. He's looking at his bases and realizing this is garbage. That's all he's got left, guys. And the Zealot, Immortal, Archon pulls it off. The cancel on the Robobay was so scary. I was so sure. I didn't know the result of this, guys. I was so sure that MARU was going to win this. I don't know. I just sensed that, look, Hero won the upper finals, but he throws so many games against MARU. The first series, even though he won it, he threw like 2 or 3 games so hard in that series. I was like, there's no way, but I'm so happy that whenever I'm sure Hero's going to lose, he always does this. Every time I'm like, I don't know, I just feel he's going to lose this series. I think the other guy's a bit more consistent right now. That's always when Hero shocks me and just finds a way to make it work. And right now, he is miles ahead. Feedbacks on the Metavacs are so nice. He really does need to make Blink, though. I think Blink is essential. I mean, maybe he wants to go Storm before Blink. He's a bit gas-starved, isn't he? He's building more Immortals, Archon, Zealots. He's trying to just stick to a big A-move army, and that is fair enough. MARU, of course, knows his tournament life's on the line, guys. But that is it. Why did he stop attacking? I don't know if you look at these numbers down here, Twitch chat, but MARU's kind of in Dicktown right now, and he tried to... pump himself up a little bit before the next engagement. He said, honey, just give me 15 minutes. Trust me, I'm normally girthier than this. And he went off into the room with his little pumpy pump. Was not enough, though, because Hero has a giant Immortal Archon Zealot army. And he manages to get through. Dude, that game was crazy. I did not catch the Robobay cancel until a bit later. And I was like, where's the Robobay? I really want to see, like, when... I think it was after the scan, right? Okay, so here's when the Robobay just started, and then he sees that MARU scanned his natural. This is what MARU sees. And then Hero, when does he cancel this Robobay? So he's trying to go 3-gas Colossus, his third's just coming up. And then he sees this army trying to move out. He goes for his little push, and he goes, oh, that's a pretty scary army. And I think he just says, look, you're going to pull the boys. That's not just a defensive boy pull, that's an offensive boy pull. I don't have time to get a Colossus out. There's no way. Cancel it, everything into fighting units right here, right now. And that's always a scary call to make, because if the game drags on and you don't have the splash damage, it's really scary. But you can see from Hero's point of view, he's like, more gateways, more Zealots, more Immortals. Focus on the here and now. Do you guys think MARU would have won if he committed to the push? That's the other question that I have for everyone. I know he doesn't have stim, and that his, like, force fields are kind of scary. Could he commit here, guys? I guess without stim, it's just really hard, isn't it? But part of me wonders if he could have committed. It's awkward because Hero did a really good job of kiting, and he's like, he doesn't want to get caught unsieged. I think Maru's committed so much that he has to go here. And if you think about the damage output of Hero's army, what does he have to clear 20 SCVs and 30 Marines? What's he going to kill that with? The Zealots are going to disappear instantly to this Marine count. The Stalkers are going to take forever to get through that. The Immortals aren't going to get in range of the Siege tanks. You've got 2 Banshees for damage as well, remember, as Theron. If MARU just committed here, I think he wins this game. You guys let me know if I'm correct in that read. I think MARU might be kicking himself for not just going for it. It's still up in the air a little bit. I think he could have done it, even with the battery there and defensive warp-ins. I think he would have overwhelmed him. It would have been close, but I think he might have done it. Either way, hats off to Hero. 17 games in, And at the end of the games, that means is that 9 wins for him and 8 for MARU, right? How close can head-to-head be in a tournament? That is so sick. GG, well played. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed these epic series. It's been a blast to cast them. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night. Bye-bye.